Hello, my friends. I have a fun workout today that is going to challenge your hip flexors. So a lot of us are pretty tight through the hip flexors, and so we might be scared to do strengthening exercises, but it's actually really important to strengthen and move these muscles rather than just stretch them. One of the best ways to actually stretch muscles is to get blood flowing to the area and to work them in all directions. And that is actually going to allow them to loosen up so that you can more successfully strengthen them and keep them healthier. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's begin actually by kind of waking up and bringing blood flow to the fascia, the tissues that are in this whole hip flexor area. So what I want you to do is literally just tap the area of your hip flexors. So the front of your hips, tap, tap, tap. And you can also tap on the side of your hips and the back of your low back. And I'm gonna let Chris, he's gonna help me out today. So he's gonna be doing this hip flexor challenge with me. So I'm gonna let him tap while I explain a little bit more about this move. So just tap all the way around, even your inner thighs. Okay. And so basically we're just bringing blood flow and kind of warming up the muscles and also the fascia, which is the connective tissue that surrounds everything. And by the way, one reason we're even worried about our hip flexors and thinking about our hip flexors and wanting them to be supple and resilient and strong and flexible is because the hip flexors are intimately connected to the pelvic floor. And so if we are wanting a strong and healthy pelvic floor, we also want our hip flexors to be really strong and flexible and supple and resilient. So again, keep tapping, just a few more taps, tap, 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 waking things up, and then we're gonna get right into the exercise. All right, nice job. So for the challenge, we are gonna need yoga blocks, or just one yoga block. And what we're gonna do is begin with just one yoga block the short way. So this is the tall way, this is the medium way, and we want it the short way. Okay, so both of us are gonna do this exercise, and you can do this exercise whether you have a tight pelvic floor or whether you have a weak pelvic floor, that is, you feel like things are loose, feel like things are tight. You can do this no matter what, male, female, it doesn't matter. Everybody can try this. So what you're gonna do is begin by sitting up nice and tall. Do not slouch and let your back round. This is a no. You want to be like him, not like me. So nice and tall and lifted. Sit on your sitting bones, your butt bones. And in this position, I want you to gently engage your core. So pelvic floor is lifted, low abs are gently pulled in, very, very gently. And we're simply going to bring our left leg across the block. So here we go. Bring it across and then back over. And then the right leg across and back over. Now, as you're doing this, so keep going. Both of us are going to keep going. And I want you to stay really lifted through your core. And I want you to keep breathing. If you hold your breath, that puts a lot of downward pressure on your pelvic organs. So we don't want that. We want to keep the breath flowing. Exhaling as you lift that leg across. And let's go ahead and move to the next level of our challenge. So what you're gonna do is reach forward, shake out your legs a little bit, take a deep breath, and then move the block up to the medium height. Okay, here we go again. So I'm only gonna do one more round of this. Chris is gonna keep going with the challenge, and I'm gonna show you what to do if you are tight, really tight through the hip flexors. So let's engage our pelvic floor and core. And here we go. So lift, now we have to lift higher and back over. So try not to touch the block with your legs. This is really challenging and strengthening those hip flexors. And you'll also feel it in your low abs. Your pelvic floor is also lifted. Everything is lifted and engaged. Keep going. Let's just do one more here. And if we're good, then we can go and move up the challenge. Okay, yeah, we're good. Shake out the legs. Nice, bonus one. Shake out the legs. Okay, now he's gonna go up a level and do it again. I am gonna show you what to do if you are super tight through the pelvic floor, super tight through the hip flexors or anything like that, and this is starting to irritate you. If you're like, this is too much, I'll show you what to do. But Chris, you can keep going. So remember, tall and lifted, breathe, don't stop breathing. And here we go. Okay, nice. So he's not touching the block, he's doing great. If you are like, I'm done, then what I want you to do is simply lie down with the block under your pelvis, under the back of your sacrum, and you're gonna lie down. Well, first let's lie down. You're gonna put the block under your sacrum, and you're simply going to stretch your legs out in front of you like this, if that feels good to you. You can also bring one leg to the chest and stretch out right here. And Chris, how you doing?
Good.
Good. How about just one more for you? Now, if you're keeping up with Chris in the challenge, then what you're going to do is grab a second yoga block, okay? So do you have another yoga block? Okay. Nice job. And he is going to do the same thing with the second yoga block on top. So stay in the stretching position if you're needing to stretch everything out, but I am going to come off my block and help out Chris. Okay, so again, keep going. Nice job. If you are feeling like this at any point, like it's too much, like you need to stretch and relax and just be done, do your hips up on the yoga block. Just lie like that in a supported bridge, or you can stretch out with both legs down on the ground in front of you and your hips up on the block so you're in that kind of arch, or with one knee to your chest and just breathe and then switch. So if you are like Chris and still doing awesome, then we are going to slowly progress and make it more and more challenging. Shake out your legs, give them a break.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right.
You never want to overdo things by just going straight through. You want to rest between sets. So give your muscles a chance to kind of shimmy it out. And then let's go on. Nice job. Now, he is tall and lifted, and he's also breathing. Nice. We never want to hold our breath, and we also don't want to round the back or tuck the tail under. You can try this by coming back onto your elbows when you're doing it rather than being lifted. It will be quite a bit easier if you do that, but you can do it. Just make sure that you keep your back straight and don't round. How are we doing? Are you feeling it right there?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we go one more level up? So you can try, wow, okay, you could do that or you could do this.
Okay.
But if you want,
we'll see how.
Let's just do it. Okay. So if you're keeping up, see what you can do. This is a really fun challenge to see how high you can go. Okay, here we go. Tall and lifted through the spine, no rounding. Keep breathing and try not to knock that block off. Here we go. Nice job. Good job. Is it super hard?
Yes.
You're going, okay, whoa. Okay, let's go back a notch.
I think this might be my max.
Okay, so this is probably the max. Go ahead and see if you can do 2 on each side. And if you're following along at home, play with this, have fun, see how high you can go, and keep breathing. Remember, tall and lifted through the core, feeling that activation. And is this our last one?
Yep.
Nice. Good. Now shake it out. Okay. If you were with Chris the whole time, if you were following along with him, then let's rest. So lie down on your back, and you are going to, you can have your head over there as well.
Okay.
And I will come around to you. So you want to lift your hips up and put this right under the back of your sacrum. Good. And then in this position, you can just bring one knee up to your chest and then stretch the other leg down and hold on to that leg. Good. So again, what this is doing is really stretching the hip flexor on the leg that's down, and it's just relaxing everything. So again, why we wanted to do that exercise is because sometimes even if we're tight through our hip flexors, it doesn't necessarily mean we're strong. In fact, Tight muscles are weak muscles, just like really loose, lax muscles are weak muscles. You don't want them to be super tight, and you also don't want them to be super lax. You want that beautiful in-between where they're resilient and supple, and they can move, and they can be, active, like we just showed you, very mobile, very active, and able to really meet a challenge. So, nice job. I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know how many blocks you were able to put up in the comments, okay? And until next time, I want you to please remember to eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. And if you want more ways to connect, definitely check the video description, the video notes, and we'll see you next time. Bye.